Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tea and Crystals Podcast Minisode edition. I am T.
And I'm Crystal.
And ladies and gentlemen, as always, we are so happy to have you all back with us for another mini episode of this here podcast. We got some good stories to get into, and we ain't gonna waste no time. We're gonna get right into them. Crystal,
We're going to
if you would do the honors.
Absolutely. So now that we're back from the holidays and everything, I thought we would start off by going a little bit back into the holiday spirit.
Okay, let's do it.
This is from the Am I the Asshole subreddit, and it says, Am I the asshole for leaving my husband and stepdaughter stranded on Christmas when I found out he gave her my big Christmas gift?
It's what she deserves.
So, my husband, male 41, is the worst at giving gifts. We have been together over 3 years, and after the first year of not receiving anything for my birthday, anniversary, Christmas, Valentine's, Mother's Day was the last straw after being told I wasn't his mother. I decided to start matching energy. Father's Day came and I was gone all day when normally I would have put together a big lunch/dinner, drive 30 to 45 minutes to go get his daughter, a now 16-year-old, so they could spend the day together. He called me in the afternoon and I was polite but not initiating conversation. He asked me when I was picking up his daughter and I replied I had plans and wasn't aware that I was supposed to pick up his daughter since nothing was communicated to me. When he responded with, It's Father's Day, I used his response back, You are not my father. I had anticipated him getting upset and knew a constructive conversation would not be had. So when he started to raise his voice, I told him, check the table, and hung up. I had left a letter to him communicating how much I was hurt about going out of my way for him and to not have any sort of reciprocation. He called me later and said he would try to be better and work on it. I ended up going to get his daughter during the week so they could enjoy a dinner together. Background info, he drives a big rig truck, so the vehicle we use for everyday travel is mine. He's been better about the gifts. It's more of a go pick something out and I will pay for it, which I really don't mind. He does the same thing with his daughter. I do all the shopping for his family gifts when it comes to birthdays and holidays. Cut to a week before Christmas and I wake up to my favorite coffee drink and my husband taking me out to breakfast, followed by a trip to the mall to pick up my Christmas gift. I rarely splurge on myself when it comes to purses and clothes. I have a preteen son from my first marriage, so I tend to be more practical on myself and spend on him for his birthday and Christmas. My stepdaughter, however, is very materialistic and always is asking for money or something expensive, and between her father and his family and her mother and her family and her stepfather, she always gets it. I had been repeatedly saying out loud that I needed a new purse since mine was hanging on by a thread and had decided to invest in a good designer handbag. I started saving money and looking online for my new dream purse. So imagine my surprise and excitement when we get to the department store and I see they have my dream purse in stock. My husband sort of gave a look when he saw the price, and I told him I could contribute and explained how I had been saving so I could save enough to get the purse that I had been dreaming about for months. He shook his head and said I deserved it and he would get it for me, but also gave me the expectation that since he was getting this for me, he really couldn't afford to get me anything else. I screamed with delight and told him that was okay, I didn't need anything else. With that taken care of, my husband asked me if it was okay to go get his daughter and take her Christmas shopping. I had tons to do at home in preparation for the holidays, so this worked out so I could have the house empty to get what I needed done. I was reaching to get my new purse when we arrived home, and he said for me to leave it because he had another gift he had previously purchased for me that he was going to put inside the purse for me to open on Christmas. I was on cloud 9, so I kissed him and left my bag and went inside. I was still busy cleaning and decorating when he got home later that night, and the rest of the day before Christmas were all a blur with me trying to get my house ready for the holiday. I hosted Christmas Eve at my house with my family, and Christmas Day I slept in tired from the night before and woke up with enough time to brush my teeth before we headed out to go get his daughter and then drive to spend the day at his mom's house. I fell asleep on the drive and woke up after his daughter was picked up and we were already en route to his mom. I turned around to greet his daughter, and that's when I saw her rummaging and holding my new purse. Where did you get that purse? I asked her, and the car fell completely silent. I looked at my husband, and he stays silent with both hands on the wheel looking straight ahead. I asked her again, this time in a louder, more stern tone. She looked down and quietly mumbled, My dad gave it to me. You what? I screamed. How would you think it was okay to give her my new purse? He told me to calm down, and I cut him off and screamed no, and then turned back to his daughter and told her that her father had no right to give her my purse and that she needed to give it back, to which she refused. I could feel my anger rising then and subsiding to feeling a sadness and complete defeat. I put my coat over my head, leaning against the window, trying to cover my face and mouth as tears streamed down my cheeks. My husband pulled over at the next gas station and his daughter bolted out, taking the purse with her. He tried to comfort me, to which I slapped his hand away and told him not to touch me and give him a look of disgust. He informed me that after he dropped me off the day he picked up his daughter and took her shopping, and on the way back home, she noticed the bag and saw the purse. She begged and pleaded with him to please let her have it. She reminded him about all the times he never got her a gift and how giving her this purse would make up for it, and that played on his heart, and he finally caved and gave her my purse. He tried to say he was going to make up to me, and I asked how, him knowing it was impossible. He already spent his money and made it clear that he wasn't going to have money to buy me anything else. I couldn't help but get upset as I tried to get him to understand how hurt I felt and how it's not like she was suffering with her getting to open presents from her mother and stepfather plus gifts from their family along with gifts she would be getting from his family, and that he already spent money on her for her Christmas presents, and that was my one gift. I know Christmas is not about getting presents, but I was extremely upset that my husband could be so thoughtless and not consider the amount of pain this was going to cause me. His phone rang and it was his daughter calling from inside asking him to come inside because she needed money to buy something. As he was walking into the store, I looked back and tears began to fill my eyes as I saw all the gifts I had picked out for his family with care. Something came over me and I stopped crying and got out and got in the driver's seat and wiped my face and peeled out of the gas station parking lot, leaving my husband and stepdaughter behind. I turned my phone off and drove back to town and spent the day with my family at my cousin's house and stayed with them, not returning any of my husband's phone calls and not returning home until late the following day. The only phone call I did return was the one from my stepdaughter's mother to set her straight after she left me a hateful message about leaving her daughter stranded because I was jealous her father bought her a new purse. I told her she had been told a lie and informed her of the truth, that in fact her father did not buy her a new purse, he bought me a new purse, and she played on her father's emotions after he had already bought her expensive items for Christmas, her Christmas list, to guilt him into giving her my purse. She apologized, tried to come up with a solution, to which I replied for her not to bother, the damage was done. I found out through my sister-in-law that my husband's brother went to go get them, and the story came out later that evening. His mother is on his side, while his brother and sister-in-law and other aunts and uncles sided with me and got on to his daughter. I have not spoken to his daughter since Christmas, and things are unsettled at home. I have become more distant from my husband, and when I make dinner, I don't serve him a plate. I serve only my son and myself, and I only engage in conversation with my son. He's tried to reach for me at night when we are in bed, and I always end up crying. I am not angry or mad. I just feel nothingness. He's back on the road, and I do miss him, but I can't shake the feeling of how he let me down, and I cannot hide my looks of disappointment, looking to see what others have to say about the situation.
That man don't like you, girl. He don't like you. Not. I mean, not even. He don't like you. Not even a little bit. I'm sorry to break it to you. He don't fuck with you like that at all. He is there because you're convenient. He is there because he wants somebody to make his meals. He wants somebody to put up with his bullshit. He wants somebody to stick and poke. But he don't want you. And that's something that you're gonna have to come to terms with, because if he cared about you in the way that you care about him, and I've seen this happen to a lot of women. I've seen this happen to a lot of women that have gotten into a relationship with men that don't fuck with them the way that they fuck with them, their men. These men will absolutely play in your face, and you'll put up with it because where you going is how they think.
Yeah.
But you have to show him, like, that little stunt you pulled with leaving him at the gas station, a little too far for me. For me, I wouldn't have left him at the gas station. I would have drove them home, and I would have took my ass on somewhere. I wouldn't have left him at the gas station. I mean, I get it. I do. That was your breaking point. So I'm not throwing stones at you or anything for that, because I get it. I've done some crazy shit too, because my feelings was hurt. I do appreciate that, like Beyonce, she left a note in the hallway. instead of the hallway. She left it on the kitchen table. But I thought that was really mature of her
Mm-hmm.
and she's like me, where she knows, like she anticipates these things and prepares for these things
Mm-hmm.
and has an answer. Cause like how this person finna do. Like they finna go from A to B to C down to Z. They're predictable. Like you've already set up your safeguards and everything for you to express how you feel. I really, really like that. Um, I think you've done what you needed to do to communicate with him. I don't think you should have let him buy that whole purse.
Mm.
For me, for me, because you know how your husband is. And me being me, because I've done shit like this before. If it's something expensive and somebody like, hey, I want to get you to give me a piece. Don't give me a
Mm-hmm.
whole thing. Because at the end of the day, I wanted this, girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I wanted this and I want you, it's a mine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't want to hear no because when I went half, I went 3/4 on this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. And that's the exact reason why I do stuff like that. Because people
Mm-hmm.
absolutely will play in your face. He felt like that was his shit to give away because he paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
You should have put that $150 down on that purse, girl, and you wouldn't have had this problem because you would have had the right to take that steering wheel and flip that goddamn car upside down in the ditch somewhere behind your
Mm-hmm.
purse. You know what I'm saying? Not blaming
Mm-hmm.
you. I'm just saying
Right.
how
Right.
I
Right.
would have moved
Right.
because I don't like shit like this. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's too. It leaves you too vulnerable to situations like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, he gonna say, "Well, bitch, I paid for it, and that's my baby. I'm gonna give it to my baby,
Mm-hmm.
and ain't nothing you can do about it. You can't even take that nigga to court
Mm-hmm.
because you never received the gift. The judge gonna be like, girl, it was never yours. It was
Yeah.
never in your possession. He gave it to his child. What you gonna do but have your feelings hurt? Now it's up to you to figure out what you're gonna do about it. Are you gonna every time that
Mm-hmm.
man get in the bed, or are you gonna get the fuck up out of there? Like let's have the real conversation. Because if you're not finna leave, or if you're not finna have the hard conversations to be like, you got one more time
Mm-hmm.
to do. If you want to give that man another chance, you gonna have to talk to him. Don't talk to us on the internet, girl. Reddit can't do nothing for you or your marriage. We're not gonna change him, or the way that he operates. He in that motherfucking big rig right now, eating a Slim Jim, taking down a 24 ounce of Coca-Cola, putting into the seat, not worried about a damn thing. Okay, because as far as he's concerned, he did what he had to do to get where he had to get. And you're not, you're not really giving him no smoke about it. So he gonna keep on doing this shit. He like, she be all right.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't leave me. She be all right. She take care of that baby. She be all right. Like, come on, girl.
Yeah. I don't know. One of the things that I've been seeing this more and more, and it confuses the heck out of me. This thing where when women bring up the fact that they're not being celebrated on Mother's Day by their spouses, and the spouse responds with, "You're not my mother."
Yeah, that's crazy.
I've been seeing that more. Like more and
I've
more
never
women
heard
have been
that.
coming. I only heard it last year when Mother Days was coming around and women were talking about how, oftentimes they get forgotten about or they get the bare minimum. And when they bring it up, their spouses are saying, "Well, you're not my mother." But then they expect all the bells and whistles when it comes to Father's Day. And that confuses me. What do you mean? Well, you're not my mother. Yeah, honey, I know, but I'm the mother of your kids. And some of your
Right.
kids are too young to do this by themselves. So you, as the parent, are supposed to help them celebrate me, their mother, just as you expect me to do the same for you on Father's Day.
Yeah.
So when spouses say, "Well, you're not my mother, you're my father," that confuses me. I don't know where that
Yeah.
came from. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? That's not what this is about. Nobody said
At
that's what this is
all.
about. And
At all.
then the part, what was the other part? The part where what I really I like the fact that she matched energy. She was like, "Okay, well, I didn't get anything for these days, so you're not going to get anything." And when he brought it up and she was like, "Well, you're not my father."
Yeah.
What do you guys like? Seriously, if you're that person who has ever said, well, you're not my mother, you're not my father, explain that to me in the comments. Did
Yeah.
you then expect when the day came for you to get something? Were you upset when you
Mhm.
like what was the thought process with that? Like, how do you
Because
expect?
the thing that I don't like about that is if you ain't got it, just say that.
Right.
If you ain't got it, just don't be disrespecting me and stuff, trying to make me feel bad or something, or make me feel guilty for asking for
Mhm.
something. Bitch, you ain't got it in the bank. And
Right.
that's just the cold dead facts of it. Like, just say that. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. It's real tight. I haven't had as many long hauls as I thought I was gonna have this month. The electricity about to come out for the
Mhm.
next quarter. I don't know
And
if
you
I
know
can
what?
pull it. You know,
The
I get you a
sad
little
thing,
something, but I can't really do it. You know what I'm saying?
but you know what the sad thing is? A lot of these women, especially, if you just bought them breakfast in bed, maybe gave them a flower, had the kids make them a card, they would have been more than happy. Let her lounge around while you vacuum or did like that is the perfect day for, or better yet, take the kids out. Let her have time to herself. Those are things that a lot of women would be perfectly happy with. They're not looking for materialistic things. I know that's not every woman, that's the same, not every man, whatever. But for the most of them, if you know your partner, you should know this. Like, what is your partner really wanting? Is it a materialistic thing, or do they just want to be shown that they're thought of, that they're cared about by making them breakfast, by taking the chores off their hands for the day, like taking the kids away from them that day so they can get some peace and quiet? Like, it's not always about what you can buy them. My other thing was, it's funny because you talking about this man don't like her, he only likes what you can do for him. There was a video recently on TikTok where this woman, she was telling her boyfriend, she's like, I'm not going to spend the night tonight. And he was getting upset. He was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean you're not going to spend the night tonight? You're just going to leave me at home with my baby? And she was like, I've been here all week. I've cooked for you, cleaned for you, helped you take care of your baby. She was like, I'm tired. I want to go home. And he was like, that's what you're here for. That's what you signed up for when you decided you wanted to be with me. You're supposed to help me with this baby. You're supposed to, what am I supposed to do by myself with this baby? She was like, I don't know, but that's your baby. Like, I love this baby. Don't get me wrong. I do love this baby. I love his mom, but he's not my own. And I've already been here for a week doing all this. I want to go home and have time to myself. And he was like, no,
That,
that's
that's
not
what.
what you're with me now. This is your responsibility too. Men, people really think that. And it's not just men, women,
I
we've
don't
seen women
understand
do
where they
this with
get
their
off with shit.
kids.
I can
Right.
leave. Like
Right.
I can't.
I don't
Like
live
you talking to
here.
me like I can't walk out the door and not
Right.
come back. Like I don't have to be with you.
No.
That's what I don't understand. Some people. I mean,
And I feel like that's what this is. Like,
I
he's
don't
thinking
understand.
she's here to cook for me, clean for me, pick up my daughter, to bring her to me, to do all
Mm,
these things. She's the one who buys all the gifts for the family, like arranges everything.
no.
Like, that's what she's here for. You're here to make his life better. When you
Yeah.
cease doing that in the way that he likes,
You lost your value.
you've lost your value to him. So me personally, she right now, when she's talking about how she's breaking down and she's crying, like every time she sees him, looks at him. This is what happens with a lot of women when it comes, because they're not like their man where they're going to be like, you know what, I'm done, I'm out. They're going to grieve first. They're going to recognize, they're going to start to see all the things that they had been trying to overlook. They're going to start to see that, acknowledge it, be hurt by it, grieve it, and learn to become independent so that in a couple weeks, a couple months, sometimes in that time, they're going to get over you. So that
Oh
when
yeah.
it comes time for them to finally leave, they've already been through their grieving process for the most part. It's going to be
Hmm.
nothing for them to be like, yeah, yeah, we should be done. We should be over. That's what she's
I
doing right now. She's going through
I
her
feel like
grieving process.
true. I feel like I have a very. The reason I feel like sometimes I'm just so confused and just so like, why do these women put up with this shit? Like, why aren't y'all just skedaddling? I was
Mm-hmm.
just raised around a lot of strong women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all my grandfather, uncles, and all that stuff were very strong men as well. But it was really the women did not put up with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the men in my family really respected women for that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it was the women that would put up with anything that didn't stick around for long.
Yeah.
And then low-key, that's my marriage. I couldn't be with nobody that would just finna be no pushover. Like, I need somebody that's finna, punch me around ribs if I need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not literally, but you know what I'm saying? That somebody that finna take that shit. Somebody that's gonna be like, all right now, come on.
Right. Yeah.
Not too much. Like,
I think
I'm gonna let you cook, but not too much.
I think some women, they just, like I said, they need that time to come to terms with it. So, because it's going to be a big change. So they don't want anything to be changed immediately. They need that time to recognize that this is no longer going to be safe for them. They need to get their ducks in the row. They don't make rash decisions based on strictly emotions. They're going to allow themselves to have the time to figure it out. Meanwhile, the guy is like, if I just give her enough time, she's going to get over it. Not even thinking, no, she's on her way out the door. This is her time. She's just not doing it hastily. She's not doing it based off emotions. She's giving herself time to grieve and then to get her ducks in the row so that when she does leave, she's prepared for it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like those women are stronger than they realize to be able to keep yourself in that situation because you need that time to get your ducks in the row. So I feel
don't take advice from me. Crystal has witnessed. I can go from one to the other very fast. Once you cross that line, baby, it's like an emergency gate goes down, and it is very hard. It is damn near impossible to get that bitch to come back up. Okay, there's certain things that I don't deal with.
Be like,
That's not gonna happen. So I appreciate your perspective on things like this because I am very like, well, girl, I guess that's done.
Yeah, because I feel like that would
stuff like that. But
I feel like that would be me. My I would grieve the relationship in the relationship, and then I would get myself together, figure out my finances, figure out a place to live beforehand, so that when I'm ready to leave, I have somewhere to go. I just have to pack and leave. And once I leave, then I can shutter it. I can be like, hey, by the way, we're done, blocked, be unfriended, and move on.
That is so smart. Take Crystal's advice. Don't take my advice. Don't just leave, okay? Because I'm a do it and then figure it out afterwards. Crystal she's doing it the smart way. Get your shit together and then leave you on the hallway, okay? All right, Crystal, you ready to get into the next letter?
Yes.
All right. So this is from the subreddit r/am I the asshole, and it is entitled, Am I the asshole for ruining my family's New Year's Eve by refusing to join the fun because I didn't want to be the DD again?
Oh, I get you.
Yeah, girl. I actually picked this story for you.
Just for me. I have a feeling. For those of you who don't know, I don't drink. It's never been something I've enjoyed. I've never gotten a taste for it. So oftentimes when I do happen to go out with people, it is just a known that I'm the DD. And sometimes I wonder if that's why I'm invited.
Not with us, because with us, you with us to be with us,
right?
But you also too, and as well, happen to be the DD.
That's right.
So she says, "Hey Reddit, I need some serious perspective. I'm starting to think I'm being an asshole, but I feel like I'm in the right. LOL. Every New Year's Eve, my family has a big party at my aunt and uncle's house, and every year, without fail, I end up being the DD. Don't get me wrong, I love my family, but it's starting to bug me. It's been like this since I was 19, even before I was legally allowed to drink. I don't drink much. Maybe a glass of wine or a beer, but I don't get plastered. I'm fine with driving people home if they need it, but for the past few years, everyone expects me not to drink so I can drive them back. Every year, it's the same. Oh, can you drive? You're not drinking anyway. I always say yes because I don't want to let anyone down. Fast forward to this year's New Year's Eve. I told my family ahead of time I was not going to be the DD anymore. I just wanted to enjoy the night, have a couple of drinks, and not be responsible for getting anyone home. I even told my cousin, who usually gets really sloshed. I wonder if this person is British, sloshed. Um, that I would not be driving this year, and she said that she was fine with it. When I got to the party, it was the usual chaos. People were drinking, laughing, having a good time. I was enjoying myself, but around 11 o'clock, my cousin came over and asked if I was ready to drive everyone home. I reminded her that I am not driving tonight. I'm here to enjoy the party. She looked at me like I was crazy and said, "Come on, you can drive. Don't be a bitch." Which, like, what the fuck? I that was my Trump.
I love
I
it.
tried to explain calmly that I wasn't being a bitch, just that I wasn't going to be the chauffeur anymore. Then my aunt overheard and pulled me aside. She lectured me, saying, "We all agreed last year you'd be driving. You know how much we rely on you. Everyone is too tipsy, and Ubering is so unsafe. Just drive this one time for the family." I felt a ton of pressure and refused. I told her I'm not going to chauffeur and wasn't going to do it again just because no one else could figure out their own ride. My aunt got upset, saying that I was being selfish and that we're family. She said I'm the only one who doesn't get too drunk, so it makes sense for me to help out. I told her I had already had 3 beers, so I wasn't even legally supposed to drive myself. That's when I snapped. I told them that it's not my job to be their DD every year just because I'm the only one who doesn't get blackout drunk. They needed to figure out their own rides this time. Then I got up and left. I felt bad walking out, but I didn't want to be a doormat anymore. I spent the rest of New Year's Eve at home watching Netflix. I hope you were watching the Beyonce, the Beyonce Bowl. Sorry. Um, I spent the rest of New Year's Eve at home watching Netflix, eating leftover pasta with my boyfriend. My family texted me, calling me dramatic, selfish, and saying that I ruined the night. They said I was being super sensitive and that everyone was disappointed in me. Everyone's demanding an apology of me, even now. And by the way, I got home perfectly safe by Uber. But, anyways, Reddit, am I the asshole?
No, absolutely not. Because you know what? I feel like I would have created a nice big group chat with everybody and be like, hey, PSA, just so everyone knows, because nobody bothered to check on me. I did get home safe by Uber. Thank you so much for, worrying about me. I just wanted to let you guys know that I too am disappointed in you. And if seems like we cannot come to an agreement to this, I will no longer be attending these family functions. Because I just don't think, I think this is one of those things where you're going to have to go to the extreme to get these people to understand. And I don't even know if they will understand, because you did what you had to do. You let everyone know. They then said, well, we decided that you were going to be the one to drive. Where was I in this decision? Where was I consulted in this? Like, who
After
told
I
me?
explicitly said, "No, the
Right.
fuck, I'm not."
No, I'm not. The fact that you don't seem to have a problem with drinking, when I say I would have gotten plastered that night, like, to get my point across, when I saw that cousin who I had said that I wasn't gonna, I would have been like, hey, let's do shots. Come on. Let's where you're gonna see me getting drunk. Like, we're gonna get drunk together so that I can let you guys know I'm not driving you home. It's really sad to me. Like, I would be asking them, so is my only value to this family the fact that I just don't drink that much and you guys only want me around because you want me to be the DD? Like, what is it about me being around that you actually enjoy? Because when it comes to family, my wishes don't seem to matter. It's only what benefits you. I told you I just wanted to enjoy my evening. Here are the receipts. Here's me calling you, telling you that I wasn't going to be the DDD, and this is where you agreed. What Why did that change? Um, yeah, not the asshole in the slightest. Please continue to stand your ground. You are not being emotional or sensitive. Those are the kinds of words that people tell someone when they know that they're in the wrong and they don't know how to flip it on you.
You better,
gaslight you or whatever.
come on, you better. Pastor Crystal is out in 2025 already. You about to make me get up and run around this room. You said it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, they are gaslighting. They are trying to manipulate you and guilt you into doing what the fuck they want you to do because you've always done it.
Mm-hmm.
Two things, like you said, Crystal. Why didn't you go in there and get fucked up?
Right.
I don't understand. Because if I was going, because number one, I wasn't going to go. Like if I, you know your family.
Mm-hmm.
You said in this letter, they've been doing this to you for years. Why did you think this was going to be different? I wouldn't have gone. If I didn't want to DD, I would have found something to do. And you got your man at home, girl. Go fuck on your man for New Year's. Anyway, I would have found something else to do. But if I had gone, like Crystal said, I would have made sure that I was bar for bar, drink for drink with my sloshed cousin. Like we would have been two sloshed buckets. It would have been, a time would have been had. And I still would have Ubered home. Matter of fact, if y'all want to Uber pool
together,
we can do that.
Right?
Girl, I'll split it with y'all, but I'm not driving y'all home. That's not. If y'all wanted that, y'all should have hired somebody to come get y'all. Y'all should have rented a 16-passenger van, hired a teenager in the neighborhood to take y'all home. Give them $100 and be like, bitch, make it work. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not $100. That's too much for a teenager. Give him $50. Give $50 and tell him get us all home safely. Okay, like, girl, fuck them people.
Fuck them people.
I cannot believe
the
audacity. They get you like that.
The audacity of people.
Audacity.
All right.
Girl.
We're going to do one more really, really quickly. This is really short.
Yes, ma'am.
So this one is from the relationship advice, your favorite. And this one says, my 35 female husband, 35 male, is finally doing what I asked, and it's awkward. So I've been telling him for 2 years how he does not provide me with any emotional intimacy, affection, or support. We have quite a bit of issues we've been working through, but the issue for me is just not feeling loved or desired by him anymore. We've been together since... Have you read this before?
It doesn't sound familiar.
Okay. Because to me it sounds familiar, but maybe it's just because I've read it before.
Yeah, I'll look through my stories while you're reading it. But
I know. I really need to do that.
So.
I'm sorry. We have quite a bit of issues we've been working through, but the issue for me is just not feeling loved or desired by him anymore. We've been together since we were 18, so a very long time. Married 11 years with 2 kids. We have a good amount of sex, but it's strictly effing. There's no real intimacy involved. No cuddling, kissing is rare. After a big fight a few days ago, I told him if we didn't see a counselor, I was done with the relationship. He doesn't believe in counseling and decided instead that we would do a weekly check-in with each other where we could voice concerns or provide praise. He apologized for his actions against my better judgment. We had sex the next day. But the weird thing is he cuddled me and actually kissed me. It was different. It left me confused and angry, sad. I woke up the next day not feeling good about it and started drafting a letter telling him I wanted a separation. I'm an emotional, anxious person, so communicating in this way is so much easier for me because I won't get emotional and unable to get my point across. Well, that evening, he comes home from work and kisses me on the lips and hugs me. I was honestly so shocked. I didn't know what to think. I didn't give him the leather. Another day goes by and today I'm doing the dishes. He comes up behind me and hugs me. I flinched. He's never done that before. I didn't know what to do. It occurred to me that I don't even know how to be hugged by my partner anymore, even though that's what I've been craving for so long. Do I need to leave him? Am I so checked out of the relationship already that him making this effort no longer matters? It hurts me to think he's finally starting to try and then having it be too little too late. I don't want to break up my family, but I just want genuine love and connection. It's hard to know if this is an act on his part. I'm assuming it is because this does not come naturally to him. Does that mean he doesn't really care and he's just doing what he has to keep our family together? I'm so confused. I'm thinking of seeing a therapist.
That was funny. When she said she flinched when he walked behind her, I could just imagine
she's
her
like,
being
oh,
at that
touching.
scene, be like, oh, boy, now, hey, not so much.
Whoa.
When I don't know the last time we did that.
Right. I don't know you like that.
Back up. All right. Um, I think both things are true at the same time. I think in this situation, he is putting effort in because he
Mhm.
realizes that you're pulling away from him. So now he's trying to do what he can to keep you. But I think in the midst of everything, you held out hope that he would catch the hint and do what he needed to do. But I think at the same time, you fell out of love with him because that was something you craved. Like you went through the phases of grief, like Krista was talking about, where it was the sadness, the disappointment, the anger, the denial, all of that stuff, until you finally came to the point where you were like, "This is just this person," and your emotions had been detaching through those stages of grief, and now that you're on the other side of it and you've kind of resolved yourself to how it was, now that he's actually putting in the effort, you're like, this ain't it don't feel right now. Like it's feeling, you know what it is. You said it yourself in the letter. It's not genuine. Because he's putting in effort, you want it to come naturally. And I think your feelings are out of it now, so it's not coming naturally to you anymore. So it's time to dissolve it. I mean, that's the simple answer. Honestly, if you ain't feeling it no more, girl, you just ain't feeling it. And I know it sucks that that that's the way the cookie has to crumble, and you don't want to break up your family and some more and whatever else. Um, I really, because I'm sorry, 'cause I'm really distracted by the sex part. Like, was there no foreplay at all? Like he was just sticking it in. Like
That's what it sounds like. Like it was
because for
just
me, I'm like,
get it done and
whoa.
over with.
You know what I'm
Um,
saying? Like it's like, good God.
you
Like,
know what? We do tend to be quick to be like, you know what, divorce. Just dissolve it.
mm,
I'm gonna pivot slightly from that. While
oh come on.
I believe all of what you said is true. I agree with everything that you said.
Mm,
But I am going to say if you truly don't want to break up your family, if you feel like he's finally putting in some effort, while I do also agree that maybe you don't love him anymore, perhaps there is a chance you could fall in love with him again because it has happened. People fall in and out of love with each other before. That doesn't mean it's going to work, but
mm,
you know, see Ben and JLo 2.0, 3.0, whatever they are.
girl,
Um,
cause
People come together, they grow apart, they come together, et cetera, et cetera. Only you can know if eventually this will be genuine. I agree that a separation needs to happen. I think you need to separate. I agree that you need therapy. I think you need therapy even if he doesn't go to therapy. I think
mm-hmm,
his weekly check-ins are a good idea. Check in with each other, give each other, it's a form of communication. It's a way for you to be able to say what you're feeling and what you're thinking, as long as you guys are honest with each other and what you're feeling and what you're thinking. You need to tell him, I see what you're doing. I recognize what you're doing. And it's not coming easy for me. This is very
mm,
awkward for me because I know it's not natural for you, because there are some people where that kind of affection isn't natural. And you have to decide if you're okay with that. Um, he might be able to learn to be effective, because was he always like this? I mean, you guys have been together for 11 years. Was there a point in your relationship where he was affectionate and he slowly didn't? I don't know. Like, this is all stuff that you guys will have to communicate and decide if it's worth moving forward. But I do, at the end of the day, I think you guys need to separate. And maybe with that separation, maybe you should guys, I don't know, date each other, see if that spark is there, try to find that spark, see if you have anything in common anymore. I mean, it's been 11 years, you guys have grown. You guys are obviously not the same people, but are you people that could be in love with each other again? I just feel
mm,
like if you want to keep your family together, there are steps you can take. if you're both serious about it. And I think separating and dating each other might be a good way of finding that out. You can learn pretty quickly if you are two people that are still compatible. And if you're not, you'll figure that out as you guys have this time of separation. That's usually why a lot of divorced people can't just jump straight to divorce. They have to go through a child period of separation, because you never know. Once you separate, you can see things differently. You can see whether or not, oh, this is better, or actually this isn't what I want. So that's why a lot of people will have people separate first, just in case there's a way to reconcile and you guys just needed space to find that. So that's my advice.
I like that. I like that perspective. I like that perspective. I don't think it's gonna work,
I
but
don't think so
I do.
I don't think so either.
We'll leave it. It could. And we'll leave it on that optimistic note.
Yes.
Because, girl, give us an update. We'd love to know how it works out. Well, thank you for those stories, Crystal. I very much enjoyed this Minisode edition. Yes. And I hope you all did as well. It's time to go. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of the Tea and Crystals podcast. All right, well,
it's time to go.
It's time to go. If you like what you heard, make sure you leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening. Make sure that you also leave us a written review. If you like what you saw, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe on the YouTubes. Come enjoy the YouTube community. We would love to have you getting them comments. If you have any questions, comments, or you would like to share your own story or anything you found online, Facebook, TikTok, while you can, Instagram, you can do so by sharing that to teeandcrystal@gmail.com. That's teeandcrystal@gmail.com, or in our DMs on our various social medias. Subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook by searching Tea and Crystals Podcast. Follow us on TikTok while you can at Tea and Crystals Podcast, and on Instagram at Tea and Crystals Pod. And you can find the links for everything down in the description wherever you are listening or watching. Crystal, before I ask you what you have to say, I'm pretty sure that this episode is dropping on Doomsday. And I do want to say, for everybody that's out there that is feeling a little uneasy, a little unsure about how things are going to go from here on out, I just want us to hold on to one another. Be there for one another, checking on your friends. There's going to be a lot of I feel like it's going to be a lot of mental health crises for the foreseeable future, because things are going to be very unsure, especially with the way things are kind of racking up for this game of billiards. So I really want us to connect in community and commune with each other, be there for each other, check in on each other, support each other. It's very, 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 very important during this time that we focus in on ourselves and in each other. Because that's honestly going to be the only way that we're going to come out on the other side better. Yes. We don't want to just survive. We want to come out on the other side better and prepared for what's next. So I know this is Doomsday. Y'all can be sad. Y'all can be depressed today. Y'all can be depressed this week, whatever. But we really have to pick each other up and continue. Don't lay down. Don't let this shit get you down, bitch. This is your motherfucking life, and you only get one of them, girl. Don't let them take your joy. Okay? We got to do what the fuck we got to do while we can.
That is right. We are your Ohana here. We are your safe space. If you need to speak on it, if you need to vent, our comments are open, our DMs are open, our emails are open. It doesn't have to be something that is put on this podcast. We are happy to give reassurance where we can. But we are there with you guys. We are going to get through this. One way or another, we're going to get through this, and we're going to do it together.
And just because we don't bring it up on the show and we don't discuss all the topics and all this stuff, we're aware. of
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. This may be the last thing we say about it, because we really want to be a space of entertainment and to alleviate your week. And I know
Yes.
that stuff can be heavy. So just know this is the statement for the year. Girl, we know. Okay. And we're with you.
We're with
But
you. We're going
but
through
this is
it
a
too.
space where, okay, but this is a space where you can come and relax for an hour, for 45 minutes, however long the show is that week, and just let your mind float free. Come and join us in the comment section. Come and join us in the DMs. We would love to have conversations with y'all. We would love to kick it with y'all.
Mhm.
We're here.
Right.
So I just wanted to give that to y'all. So Crystal, is there anything else you want to say to the people before we get the hell up out of here?
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope you enjoy these stories. Let us know your thoughts and comments below. Give us those 5-star reviews, and we will see you next week.
Sure will.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.